guys, and welcome back to the Road to Titled Tuesday series. Now, I have just played in a 4-round USCF rated chess tournament, and I did pretty good. It was 4 rounds, so there will be 4 recaps, so make sure to subscribe with notifications on and stay tuned. This is recap number 1. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so this will be the first game out of 4 of this recent tournament that I have played in. And game 1, I had the black pieces against a 13-16 rated player. Now, you guys may know me as a crazy good, like 2100 rapid player on chess.com. But over the board chess is a lot harder for me because online and over the board is kind of different. Because online the board looks like this, and over the board looks like that. So because of that, I mean, it's just completely different. Because it's harder for me to calculate, which is why my rating is so low. But I did gain 100 rating points this tournament, so maybe I am a bit underrated. But it doesn't matter, let's just get into the action. My opponent opens up with the move e4, and you guys know me. I play e6, which is the French defense. Now d4, d5, and he plays the Tirage French, which is the opening that I just hate playing against. Like, why would you ever play the Tirage French? Like, it's one of the most hated openings in chess because it's just so annoying to play against. But I play c5, and now c3. So here, I guess his opening prep kind of runs out because this move is very odd because it just allows me to take, and go knight c6. And now, obviously, I didn't study that, so I'm not going to play like the best engine lines. But I thought this was good to prepare this. And now after knight f3, I decided to go bishop to b5. Sorry, bishop b4. And I thought I'm pinning the knight, and I thought that this was a good move. And it is a good move, but I just had this, which would be better. Because now after knight takes, you place, I don't know, maybe like this or something. And then if the bishop comes and pins you, you could probably just go here and you're going to be completely fine. But nonetheless, I play bishop b4, totally fine. And after the move e5, I bring my queen out to b6. It's a very common idea in the French to do this. And now after a3, I decided to take. I really didn't want to bring my bishop back. Like, I didn't want to use 2 moves in it, so I just decided to take. Also because I realized that queen takes would be kind of like the only move. Because I thought if bishop takes, I'd take here. But apparently, it's fine. Because bishop b5, and then queen e2. Okay, but I mean, okay, nobody's going to find that. So, yeah, bishop b4 is played, queen b6, and I just have to take, queen takes, and I just develop knight to e7. And guys, listen, look, like, noting what I just said about over-the-board chess, this game is one of the worst games. Like, you would never guess that a 2100 like rapid chess player would play a game like this. It was very bad, but all of the other games in the tournament were very good games. Okay, and see, this is where it gets a little iffy. After the move b4, I don't know why I did this. a5 is just a clear mistake. And here, you know, this is the problem with over-the-board chess for me. It's calculation. Because I thought after this, I thought I was going to be able to take. As dumb as that looks. Like, oh my god, like, I mean, I can't even imagine. First of all, I thought I could take because after pawn takes, I thought the rook could take. But then I realized that the pawn was in the way. But nonetheless, if I take, the bishop can take with a check and it doesn't even matter. I mean, what was I thinking here? I just allowed him to completely eradicate my knight out of the game. And now, after bishop to d7, I'm just doing everything I can. I'm gonna, like, my position is just also so unpleasant. Like, this knight is never gonna be able to get out. Like, I want the rook here, but this is the only square that the knight can go to. So after bishop to e2 is played, I do put the rook there, castles, and now I play this move queen c7. Why? I thought that eventually he would be able to do something like this and target the pawn, so I wanted to go here and here, right? So I did this, and after the move bishop to d3, I was kind of excited because I thought after queen to c3, which is the best move, I'm kind of like forcing a queen trade because, like, okay, you don't have to take right away because the knight is defending, but I'm attacking your rook. I have eyes on this and eyes on this, so there's not really a good square where you could move your queen to defend all of them, right? So after bishop to b2, I just have to take, and play knight g6. Makes sense, right? f4, I decide to castle. Castling is a bad move. I had to play the move b6 here. Once again, like locking this down. But it's a bad move because of bishop to a3. But he doesn't find it. And I go takes, and now this is like maybe one of the best moves I had at the game. I don't care if it's not a best move or whatever. Knight c8 is a good move because you're trying to improve the knight. Then I realized that if I could get my knight here, I can just target this pawn. And after bishop to a3, I make a big mistake. I just completely miss bishop takes g6. Completely miss it. Why? Bishop takes g6, right? If you take with any of the pawns, the knight loses. And if you take with the knight, you lose the rook. Alright, so I mean, I'm just completely losing until my opponent plays this random move g3, which I don't even know what it does. And by the way, I didn't even know that I blundered this. So I blundered it again, but he still didn't find it. It allowed me to get counterplay. And now the advantage is lower for him. It's not even a +1 advantage. Because yes, his pieces are better than mine, but I have kind of like a defensive fortress. And he brings the king. I just have to break out with f6. Takes. And here I was happy because he gave up the bishop pair. And now after king to e3, I probably should have run my king this way. But king h7. I mean, it's actually the best move. But after knight to f3, king h6, I was trying to get to these pawns. And I thought that he was going to go here. And then I would be able to like go here or something. But not immediately, but I would be able to definitely prepare it, right? But he just plays h4, which I thought was a great move because now like I can't really do anything. And after I go here, bishop f8, and I'm losing again. This is why it would have been so much safer back here and just run my king to f7. It's a completely fine move. You can try to bring the knight here and it'll be completely fine. But king e3, here, this. And the advantage, it's crushing. Now I'm going to give you guys, you can pause the video to find the winning idea for white here. It's not that difficult. Okay, if you have a chance to look at that, you can just take on f6. You can just take on f6. I mean, like you can just take on f6, right? Because pin, I can't take back or else I'll lose my king. But he doesn't find it. I mean, I told you guys, this is one of the worst chess games I have ever played. And this time I actually noticed the blunder, but I was so happy because I realized I could bring my king back, go here, and now I didn't really want to take immediately. I wanted to go here because I just like realized that the bishop has to move, and then I bring my king here, and I'm pretty happy. And this is another mistake because of the move. You can just take and then bring the knight into e5, which is actually what he does. And now this is winning because I have to go back to e8. And what do I have? This knight is dominant. This bishop sees the diagonal. My knight can only go here where it does nothing. And right now my knight is doing nothing. But he makes a mistake. Nobody plays perfectly. Because he has to play bishop f8. Which, I mean, okay, this move, I guess you want to go here and here. I guess it here and here. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. But now, apparently, this is also a miss. I thought about going here and sacrificing. Is that what the computer wanted me to do? Go here, king g4. Didn't want me to sacrifice. Oh, so it was one of the best moves, and you have to take. Okay, maybe I should have gone for this, but I did. And yeah, the knight got in. I went here, and after takes, king comes to g4. Here. The advantage is gone. Now it looks like you can't take the knight, and look. This game was a bad game. But this is one of the best endings I've ever had. Because I spent like 10 minutes. You have 60 minutes on the clock in USCF. I spent 10 minutes calculating this huge line. Takes, king here. And I realized that if the king goes to g5, which it does, b5. And I realized that if he takes, I'm able to push. And it looks like these pawns are getting it somewhere, but after this, whichever pawn, if you don't push, well actually I can't take because then you get a queen, but I just push my own pawn. But if you push this pawn, I go here, and it's a complete blockade. And if you push this pawn, I just go here. And you can't push this one because you lose this one, and it's just a dead lost position, right? But this does not happen, as he decides to take. And now, the best move is to take on a4. But I really wanted to promote with a check. And here I thought I was completely winning after this. But he has a move here, which is almost crazy. The move here that wins for him, sorry, not wins, but draws for him, f5. What does this do? The point is, now, if I take, you don't take back, you play h5. And now the idea is, I don't promote with a check. But this position is still so hard to play for him because I will probably just be like promoting, or like I'll trade the queens and promote. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for him to play. But it's also very hard to find because you think, oh, what about this? Well then, f6 check, and okay, if you go here, this pawn is queening. And if you go like here, then this pawn is queening. And you can come back to style, but then this pawn goes. And then you go here and you make a queen and you're completely lost. But he doesn't find this. It's a very hard move to find. And instead plays c7, which is actually the best move. No, this is the best move. But here, once again, you have to play f5. It's kind of the same thing. And he doesn't do it. And in a miraculous turn of events, in this crazy bad game, I get a queen. This is still very difficult because the pawn is one square away. But I go here. And here I realize I can take this, and then like just come back. But I didn't really want to do this because I thought here I don't really have a check. So instead I decided to go here, which is the best move. And now after the king comes here, I just zigzag, take here, and now I take here. And now the idea is if you make a queen, takes, and I can take here, and then like this pawn is just going to become a queen, and I win the game. And okay, I gained a lot of elo, and not a lot of elo. I think I gained like 18 elo from this game. It was a very, very bad game. I promise that the other games that I've played in this tournament are good. They're actually good. And so far, I am 1 out of 1 in the tournament. That's all I gotta say. Stay tuned for a recap of game 2. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Subscribe!